Well, Hurricane Helene swept through Western North Carolina just 1 year ago, right before the biggest tourism push for Western North Carolina. On the hills of recovering from COVID, many businesses in and around Boone were just beginning to flourish before rising floodwaters washed them away. Now, a year later, Boone is rebuilding, but locals say there's a long road to recovery, one that they don't know they can do on their own.
Our annex building was the one that the waters rose, 3.5 feet, somewhere in there.
Wow.
3 or 4 feet, and busted open the windows.
Mass General Store has been a cornerstone of the high country for decades. The store withstood the test of time until Helene tested everyone's resolve.
Trying to find out who was safe and more concerned over my employees and people and which areas were affected.
Mass General Store's Valley Crucis location was damaged, but never beyond repair.
The annex, the entire parking lot was washed out.
Fast forward to a year later, and you'd all but miss the watermarks on the doorframe, indicating this store, this company, this community has been there before and comes back stronger. But the hard truth remains in Western North Carolina, there's much more work to be done.
Our small business owners have been among the most resourceful, but they're also worn out.
Boone Area Chamber of Commerce President David Jackson says many Boone businesses have been relying strictly on philanthropic support, but he worries about the economic solvency of the area.
A lot of tax revenue was compromised during that time throughout Western North Carolina, and our region is so dependent on the community next door. One of the best things that we had happen to us immediately after the storm was the deployment of SBA and FEMA personnel to this area and setting up disaster resource centers and business recovery centers throughout Western North Carolina. Those were people that folks could talk to.
He says once those people leave the area, Western North Carolina has at times felt alone in this long endeavor back to normal.
That they feel like they've been out of options, and throwing their hands up from a governmental standpoint doesn't help, the Main Street recover.
Jackson hopes some hard conversations will happen to prepare not just Western North Carolina, but other regions for this type of disaster should it happen again.
Statewide, why is it that we do not have a defined support system for small business across North Carolina in any region that experiences anything? The operating elements of the government are so far detached from the reality of how things actually get deployed.
As many wonder what's next, one thing seems clear: they're moving forward together.
I think we'll all kind of breathe a sigh of relief once we can go. We've survived a year after what we all went through. Yeah. Little PTSD on it.
And we're going to be there when you need us. And that's because people were here for us.
I can't thank Mr. Jackson for his candid conversation. The Chamber says that they've seen many businesses collaborate with one another, leaning on one another to strategize and stay afloat over this last year. Mass General Store themselves created a fundraiser with those printed T-shirts, as you saw in the video there, raising more than $200,000. They've dispersed more than half of that to survivors of Helene. Of course, we're going to be here all week with stories just like that and so many others across Western North Carolina over the coming days. Stories of the survivors, the people here doing the work that aren't going anywhere to see the progress that needs to be made in the area. You can watch here on WCNC Charlotte throughout the week and over on our streaming platform, WCNC Plus.